Recently, Joe Biden and Xi Jinping had a crucial meeting to discuss the relationship between the US and China and how they can both prosper. The meeting took place at the Falloli Historic House and Garden in Woodside, California, which symbolically represented the need to maintain and nurture the delicate balance of international relations. Xi emphasized that there's enough room for both countries to grow without fighting or being jealous, and he believes that if both nations work on developing themselves, there will be no need for conflict. However, this requires the US to stop seeing fighting as the solution and focus on developing itself. The US has been quite envious of China's rapid development and growing power, and this has caused tensions between the two countries. Biden's eagerness to hold the summit was a crucial step in diplomatic efforts to navigate the complex relationship between the United States and China. In this video, we'll delve deeper into the impact of Biden and Xi's meeting on the future of US-China relations. We'll explore the reasons behind the US's envy towards China and whether their relationship can improve. The leaders of the United States and China recently held a summit where they discussed various issues of international significance. President Biden and President Xi Jinping both reiterated the importance of healthy competition, collaboration, and cooperation in international relationships. They acknowledged that their nations have a significant global influence and a responsibility to address critical issues impacting the international community. The summit was aimed at fostering a broader understanding of the world's interconnected challenges and moving beyond bilateral concerns. One of the critical issues discussed was the ongoing conflict in Gaza, and President Biden sought to leverage China's influence with Iran to prevent an escalation of tensions in the region. The leaders recognized the need for collaborative efforts to bring stability to the Middle East and expressed a shared commitment to finding diplomatic solutions to long-standing conflicts. In addition to the conflict in Gaza, President Biden also raised concerns about North Korea's arms supply to Russia. He sought President Xi's assistance in halting such activities, and the leaders affirmed their commitment to working together to address the proliferation of weapons in sensitive regions. They recognized the potentially destabilizing impact of illicit arms trade and acknowledged the need for cooperation to combat transnational threats affecting the well-being of citizens in both countries. Moreover, the discussions focused on the urgent need to address the flow of fentanyl from China to the United States. The leaders recognized the devastating impact of the opioid crisis and expressed their commitment to implementing measures to curb the production and distribution of fentanyl. During the summit, the reopening of military communication channels was also discussed. These channels were closed by Beijing after a Taiwan visit last year. Both leaders recognized the importance of clear communication channels to prevent misunderstandings and miscalculations that could lead to heightened tensions. The agreement to reopen these channels signaled a step toward building transparency and trust between the two military powers. The summit went beyond addressing specific issues and served as a platform for the leaders to navigate the broader landscape of US-China relations. The complexities of economic interdependence, technological competition, and ideological differences were acknowledged as challenges that required careful diplomacy and strategic cooperation. The technological race between the United States and China presents a significant global challenge that requires careful consideration. During discussions, the leaders of both nations emphasized the importance of technological advancements in shaping the future, particularly in the areas of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and 5G technology. They recognized the need for healthy competition and collaboration to drive progress in these fields, while also acknowledging the potential for misuse of technology for malicious purposes. As such, they committed to preventing such misuse and ensuring that advancements benefit humanity. Despite ideological differences, President Biden and President Xi highlighted the importance of finding common ground to address global challenges. They recognized the need for respectful dialogue and diplomacy to bridge ideological gaps and work towards shared goals such as climate change mitigation, global health, and poverty alleviation. The summit concluded with both leaders expressing optimism about the path forward. The agreement to continue high-level diplomatic engagement and establish a framework for ongoing dialogue signaled a commitment to building trust and cooperation. Despite the challenges that persist, the potential for positive change lies in collaborative efforts, prioritizing shared interests and global stability. The momentous in-person meeting close to San Francisco marked a significant turning point in the relationship between the United States and China. It showcased the ability of leaders from both powerful nations to engage in positive discussions, set aside their differences, and collaborate towards common objectives. While it is uncertain whether this meeting will bring about substantial changes in the US-China relationship, it represents a crucial stride towards finding common ground and addressing global challenges. In a recent speech, President Xi Jinping of China acknowledged the ongoing global recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic and shed light on the sluggish progress of the world economy. This emphasizes the importance of sustained collaboration and cooperation among nations to support economic recovery and maintain global stability. Despite the historical fluctuations in relations between China and the United States, President Xi expressed optimism about the numerous opportunities available to both nations within the vast global landscape. By recognizing the global recovery from the pandemic, President Xi indicates a shared understanding of the resilience and adaptability demonstrated by nations worldwide. However, his emphasis on the slow pace of the global economy underscores the enduring challenges in the post-pandemic era. The delicate balance between recovery and economic growth remains a central concern for leaders as they navigate international relations. President Xi's optimistic remarks suggest a belief in the potential for collaboration and finding shared solutions despite economic challenges. As the world deals with uncertainties, diplomatic cooperation becomes increasingly important for global stability and sustainable growth. President Xi also acknowledged the historical ups and downs in Sino-US relations. This complex relationship has seen periods of cooperation, competition, and tension. Understanding this history is crucial in understanding the current dynamics. President Xi's optimism shows a willingness to learn from the past and work towards mutual respect and cooperation. Recognizing shared opportunities, even with a complicated history, sets a positive tone for the future of Sino-US relations. In response, President Biden expressed gratitude for the visit and stressed the need for clear understanding between leaders. Open and honest communication is vital in navigating international relations. President Biden emphasized the importance of managing competition without conflict. In a world of geopolitical competition, it is crucial to handle differences diplomatically to maintain global peace and stability. The commitment to avoiding conflict reflects the shared responsibility of influential nations in promoting cooperation and diplomacy. President Biden's stance shows an awareness of the delicate balance needed for healthy competition without destructive consequences. President Biden outlined the main objective of the summit as the restoration of communication channels, particularly in the military sphere, to prevent potential conflicts. The decision to prioritize reopening military communication channels highlights the recognition of their crucial role in averting misunderstandings and miscalculations that could escalate tensions. Joined by top officials, President Biden seeks to address a wide range of contentious issues during the summit, including military tensions, disinformation campaigns, human rights violations, and economic concerns. The inclusion of such diverse topics in the agenda reflects the complex challenges faced by the international community. Restoring military communication channels assumes significant importance within the summit's agenda. China's previous closure of these channels following a Taiwan visit last year created a gap in diplomatic engagement, contributing to an environment of heightened uncertainty. The decision to reopen these channels signifies a commitment to building transparency and trust between the two military powers. Effective and direct communication between military entities is vital in preventing unintended escalations. The reopening of channels addresses immediate concerns and lays the groundwork for ongoing dialogue and crisis management. In an era where geopolitical tensions can rapidly escalate, the significance of robust military communication channels cannot be overstated. China's consistent emphasis on military collaboration is now being acknowledged by the United States. The broad range of issues to be addressed during the summit reflects the complexity of contemporary global challenges. Military tensions, disinformation campaigns, human rights violations, and economic concerns represent different facets of a multifaceted landscape that necessitate nuanced and comprehensive solutions. The inclusion of military tensions in the summit's agenda underscores the importance of strategic stability in international relations. As nations invest in military capabilities, the potential for misunderstandings and misinterpretations increases. Addressing military tensions requires a commitment to transparency, confidence-building measures, and diplomatic dialogue to establish common ground on security concerns. Another critical area of discussion is the prevalence of disinformation campaigns in the digital age, which poses unique challenges for global leaders. Deliberate dissemination of false or misleading information can sow discord, erode trust, and undermine the stability of nations. The summit's consideration of disinformation campaigns reflects a commitment to addressing the evolving nature of information warfare through cooperation, intelligence sharing, and the development of robust cybersecurity measures. It is important to note that the US has been accused of spreading rumors against China, and this summit provides an opportunity for China to address those allegations. Additionally, the discussion of human rights violations also took place, particularly regarding the actions of the US in Palestine. While nations may adopt different governance approaches, a commitment to addressing human rights concerns fosters an environment of accountability and respect for fundamental human rights. The summit serves as a platform for constructive dialogue on these issues, with the aim of finding common ground and promoting human rights on a global scale. The inclusion of human rights concerns in the summit's agenda, particularly in relation to the Israel-Hamas conflict, highlights the need for President Biden to address these issues. However, whether he will take specific actions to resolve the conflict remains uncertain. As the summit progresses, the leaders of the United States and China face the challenge of fostering trust and cooperation. The complex issues on the agenda require dialogue, compromise, and finding common ground. Restoring communication channels, especially in the military, is a tangible step towards transparency and preventing misunderstandings that could escalate into conflicts. Building trust on the global stage is an ongoing process that requires consistent diplomatic engagement and a commitment to shared values. While challenges persist, the expressed optimism by President Xi and the commitment to understanding and cooperation by President Biden provide a foundation for progress. The global landscape is constantly evolving, and the dynamics between nations are changing. The success of diplomatic efforts will depend on leaders' ability to navigate complexities, foster collaboration, and work towards a more stable and harmonious world. The impact of this meeting on the two nations remains to be seen. The most immediate change expected in US-China relations is a shift towards diplomacy and cooperation. The decision to hold a face-to-face summit signifies a departure from confrontational rhetoric and actions that have characterized recent interactions between the two nations. By engaging in direct dialogue, both leaders demonstrate a commitment to resolving differences diplomatically rather than allowing them to escalate into potential conflicts. Rebuilding trust between the United States and China is a significant change anticipated after the summit. President Biden's emphasis on clear understanding and open communication lays the groundwork for enhanced transparency between the two nations. The reopening of military communication channels, which were previously closed by Beijing after a Taiwan visit, is a crucial step in fostering trust and preventing misunderstandings. Clear communication channels are essential to avoid miscalculations that could lead to heightened tensions or conflicts. The summit's agenda, encompassing a range of contentious issues such as military tensions, disinformation campaigns, human rights violations, and economic concerns, reflects a pragmatic approach to problem solving. It indicates a willingness to address diverse challenges and find comprehensive solutions. Overall, the summit provides an opportunity for the United States and China to navigate their differences, rebuild trust, and work towards a more cooperative and mutually beneficial relationship. The outcomes and long-term impact of the meeting will depend on the leaders' actions and the progress made in addressing the complex issues on the agenda. Both leaders have chosen to directly confront sensitive topics within the diplomatic setting of the summit, indicating a recognition that collaborative and multifaceted solutions are necessary to tackle global challenges. The comprehensive nature of the discussions reflects a commitment to finding common ground and actively working towards resolution rather than avoiding or sidelining disagreements. Beyond the immediate outcomes, the summit is expected to lay the foundation for future engagement between the United States and China. The establishment of a framework for ongoing dialogue demonstrates a commitment to sustained communication and cooperation. The reopening of military communication channels is not a one-time action, but rather a means to facilitate continuous engagement, crisis management, and prevention of conflicts. By maintaining open communication channels, the leaders are creating a mechanism to promptly address emerging challenges and prevent future escalations. The impact of this summit extends beyond the bilateral relationship between the United States and China. It carries global implications. Given the interconnectedness of the world, the dynamics between these major powers have far-reaching consequences for international stability and cooperation. The success of the summit in fostering a more cooperative relationship could serve as a positive example for other nations grappling with diplomatic challenges. However, it is important to acknowledge the challenges and uncertainties that lie ahead. US-China relations are deeply complex and influenced by ideological differences, strategic competition, and domestic priorities. Overcoming entrenched issues will require sustained effort, compromise, and a willingness to navigate the complexities of the global landscape. Furthermore, external events and unforeseen developments can impact the trajectory of US-China relations, such as geopolitical shifts, economic fluctuations, and global crises, which may introduce new challenges or opportunities. While the recent meeting between the United States and China brings hope for positive change in a world often marked by tension and conflict, the sincerity of the US in addressing issues and fostering cooperation remains a key question. The road ahead may remain challenging if the meeting is perceived as mere symbolism or a superficial display of concern without genuine intent. Solving complex issues requires sincerity and a genuine desire for resolution. If the United States genuinely wants to improve relations and resolve conflicts, there is a way to find solutions. But if the meeting is just for show and lacks real commitment, the problems between the countries may continue. It's important for diplomatic efforts not to be fake. Being honest in talking and taking action builds trust and allows for working together. If both sides sincerely try, they can bridge differences and achieve positive results. China has stated that it's ready to let the United States keep its power. This willingness to cooperate could be a breakthrough in their relationship. China says that for this cooperation to succeed, the US should focus on progress instead of feeling jealous or creating obstacles. China's message is clear. The US should change its focus from envy to development. Rather than being jealous of China's success, there's an invitation to work together for progress. This change in thinking is important for building a cooperative and friendly relationship between the two countries. Jealousy can create unnecessary problems. By working together, they can both grow and succeed. The summit should be a chance for both countries to move past their rivalry and work together for the good of the world. Both sides need to commit to cooperating sincerely. This means understanding each other's concerns and goals. The focus should be on finding common ground and solutions that benefit everyone, instead of continuing the rivalry. A cooperative future means recognizing and respecting each other's strengths and contributions. Both countries can play important roles in solving global challenges, and working together makes their impact even greater. Diplomacy plays a big role in promoting sincere cooperation. Clear and honest communication between the US and China is key to building trust and understanding. Diplomatic efforts should create an environment where both countries feel listened to and respected. This requires actively listening, showing empathy, and genuinely wanting to find common ground. If you loved this video, like and subscribe.